Just talking about lips, so this is what I would buy. Like sort of the best that I know of when it comes to lips, that I can verify. So, on a low income. Quite tired today, so excuse the taking me a while to say some things. So these L'Oreal Infallible kind of lipsticks, or they call them Riche, I think. This is in 108 Le Nude Rebellious, and I didn't really like most of these. I'm not a fan of the formula, but there was one color that was so unique and stunning to me that I'm like, okay. And they're kind of costly. So if there were a few bucks and the formula was how it was, I'd be like, okay. I just felt like, especially with some of the darker colors, I felt very clownish. I felt like just the lips did not look elegant. Which normally L'Oreal does lip stuff very well, so. It is scented. I don't know, I think this is a nice color for those who do like this color. Is there an alternative that costs less, better formula? I'm guessing so, to be honest. So it's coming off as brown on camera, but in real life there's a bit of brown, but it's very mauvey. It's more what you see there. So the shade that I was recommending was, so this one is like a famous alternative to a very expensive lipstick, even more than this. I heard it's similar to Charlotte Tilbury. Something Talk is the Worth It from in that same line. So that's the one above. I think you can find alternatives that cost less and a better formula, but so this is another version. This is the medium, Pillow Talk Medium from Charlotte Tilbury, and it's a very unique tone. So this is expensive. This was around the $40. And you can find, they do sell some of the colors in mini, but the issue is the tube has a tendency of, like, I had one that was not full size. There's that one. And the tube literally bent or something. And I think another one came out, like the actual lipstick came out of the tube. So I do feel like the full size, for some reason, is much more sturdy. It's Maybelline Lifter Gloss. And Heat. I don't know, these glosses are really nice. It's just a nice gloss, nice color. Nothing unique, but they are nice. This is just a really nice red. Continue saying the word nice, but meaning when I say nice, when you wear it, it just looks, seamless. It looks right. It looks nice. I don't know. So from Sephora collection, this was in their holiday kit, so it may have been just seasonal, and they no longer have these. I think they were called something Stories, but they no longer have them. So if they could bring these back, and not a new formula, just how they were. It's a nice red. This is from Maybelline Romantic Rose. It's just, this I think barely showed on me, so I might get rid of it, but it actually is, when I swatch it, that's a unique tone. It's rosy, but it's like a light rose, slightly nude, right there. I tried to find like a little bit of every color, but trying to ideally have just one of each color, but in each kind of format. So now we're on to reds for now. We might go back and forth, but that is a nice red from Maybelline, which is, what do they call I don't know what they call it, but just their classic, which has a square kind of bottom on the tube. This is another red from e.l.f. These lipsticks are very nice. The e.l.f. They're just creamy. Every shade I've tried has worked for me. Well, the darker shades, the lighter ones, like they have a light one that it just didn't show on me. Like, to me it was kind of useless and not worth the money. But I forgot, there was like a magenta shade that worked out nicely. This red is called No Regrets. They don't know me. But yeah. Anyway, I might get some bucks today, so I'm trying to do this quick because I'm so tired and someone might take me to a location, do me a favor, and so we might do a live before that. I'm guessing TJ Maxx, Dollar Tree. I'm just curious what's there too. And I might get a few things Dollar Tree, TJ Maxx, I don't think, but okay, this one's Velvet Teddy. And yeah, I don't know if it's quite my color, but it is a brown. So those who just like a nude, this is from MAC. So this one would be around 20 something bucks, but sometimes you can find these at discount stores for a few bucks, like TJ Maxx and stuff like that. NYX Slick Click Fat Oil. These do not last maybe about an hour or so. So that's the downside to these, but they've got all sorts of colors. And this is for those who really like that cool tone. I don't know, even looks more cool tone in real life. That kind of color. So this is in Thriving. Yes. Essence has these, that's the name of the brand, has these lipsticks. That look like that, kind of gold. Don't know what they're called. But one is in Happy, one is in Bold. If you don't like any of these colors, like from any brand, you know, don't get it. It's a waste of money. The only sad thing is sometimes they make a mess, like this color got stuck in the lid, and that could have totally been my fault, which is a shame because it's a really nice color. So that one's Naughty. Made a mess, so I guess it suits its name. So from left to right is Happy. The middle is is Bold. The one on the very right, kind of orangey coral. It has a lot more pink than you would think. Is called Naughty. So left to right, Happy, Bold, Naughty. They're just really nice lipsticks. They're a few bucks, just basic. They do wear off, but the saturation of color is really there. The, you know, they look nice on the lips, all that. The e.l.f. Reviver glosses, I would say getting a few, maybe 2, 3. This is in Rose Envy, for instance, and then they've got a brown, which is called Honey Talk. Yeah, I could have used my stand to film this, but I didn't. And then that time of the month might come soon too. So it's like today's just not, there's been worse days for sure, but okay. Doing some dealing with things, dealing with mess. So there's some stuff kind of everywhere on the floor. Yep. Okay, I'm trying to there. Okay, so e.l.f. Reviver lip oils. There you go. That's Rose Envy. Let me just take care of that. Then the brown was Honey Talks. This one. So it just varies based. These have a tint of color, but not that much. So they're very wearable with anything. NYX Butter Gloss. The only color that I found is like, I haven't tried many of the shades, but the only one where I'm like, yeah, this is an absolute need relative to everything else. Like, you know, I would try to find colors that are unique if I were to get more of these or consider them in the collection, because again, we're considering low income, so money's a factor, and we just don't want to be wasteful too. So I don't want to find a shade that's very similar to what I already have. So these NYX Butter Glosses, they have different lines. They have a bling, like it's called NYX Butter Gloss Bling. That one has glitter, which those are very nice as well. There's one shade in that I would recommend. For instance, I forgot what it's called. I think maybe it's just called Bling. So I would include that in the budget. So for me, when I say low income, I'm talking about, okay, you have about $30 a month. Let's say everything I'm sharing might take about 2 years within that budget. So I was thinking about it, like, what would I get with that budget? So in the budget, I just included one of everything, unless I said otherwise. So, like, for instance, I showed these for the e.l.f., so the budget would take into account 2 of these. It would take into account maybe 3 of these. 2 of these, and everything else is just one of that, you know, specific shade. So NYX Butter Gloss and Creme Brulee, and it's just a very dainty color. Anyway, I'm kind of like, I don't know what to make the channel about. Like, yeah, it's called Low Income Life, so the idea originally was subjects based on that, but I'm still at a loss, to be honest. So there's that Creme Brulee shade. This is LA Colors. Now, some of the shades in these I did not like, but this is called Sensual. It's kind of similar to that Creme Brulee, but this is much more orange. It's just a really nice coral gloss. Goes with everything. These Fenty glosses, I would say like at least 2, maybe 3. There's a lot of good shades in this range that I would kind of struggle. I feel like I wouldn't want to just have a single shade. Because some of their shades are unique. Like there's this one called Fuchsia Flex, so I would include that on there. The best way to go about these is just either discount stores if they have them, or in sets, like especially holiday sets. I know this brand, like I got a set for holiday years ago, and it came with a decent size of a few different shades. So one of them was Fuchsia Flex. One was like, I think it was this one, the Fenty Glow Heat. That was the name of the shade. So I'm basically talking about these Fenty glosses, and they're just a nice thick gloss. Now you think thick and a gloss bad, but actually somehow these work. Like I don't mind. I kind of like that texture, and it still has some color. So this is the Fenty Glow, and This one's called Fenty Glow Heat. So the bigger one, Fenty Glow Heat, and this is Fenty Glow. And I would say there's a definite difference. One of them is a bit more nude, and the other one is like